is the stress, the constant flood of information, and yes, even the constant dopamine hits getting to you. Do you feel like we are straying further and further away from a meaningful life? Stick around to find out how we can flip over modern programming and rewrite our own script. Writing our own script. I'm being quite literal here. We live in a world where consumption is encouraged and value sadly deprioritized. It's in great part due to the nature of social media platforms being incentivized to keep us glued to our screens. And I can already hear you saying, the system is rigged! The system might be rigged, but our reactions need not be. It's just as important for us to sift through the information dump in our minds and to make sense of it. And this is where a tool such as journaling can really help put ammo in your arsenal. Recently, I had come across this video by Tim Ferriss of the 4-Hour Work Week, where he goes through what journaling is and what it exactly does for him. In it, he explains that through the act of journaling, in which you essentially write, you can help rewire your brain into forming new thought patterns and new thought processes. And this happens because you have to be actively engaged in the thing that you are doing, in this case, the writing. Oftentimes, the act of writing can help us put down thoughts that we might have been thinking over or ruminating in our own mind, but they haven't really been concretized or put down somewhere. And in journaling and writing and putting them down, it helps us to make tangible sense of those thoughts that have been floating around in our heads, living rent free. And in doing so and putting our thoughts down and reframing them and being able to review them, we are able to come to terms with what our thoughts are and then help us creating a better version of ourselves guided by our thoughts, our principles and values, and aligning those with the thoughts that we might have already put down, which might have been hidden in our subconscious. Now, I know what you're thinking. You might be wondering, is this even a sustainable habit? And that's exactly where stacking small actions and making a habit come in. It's just as important to do the thing and keep doing the thing, because at some point the fear and the apprehension of the sheer act of doing it can then paralyze you into not making any action or progress at all, and then it can end up becoming a self-fulfilling prophecy. This is very much in line with what I was talking about in my article that I mentioned last time, which if you're interested in reading, please check in the description below. I've linked it. I highly encourage you to go and check it out. See, the doubt can make us not follow through on our routines or habits because it could be stemming from fear that we are not living up to our expectations, or worse yet, that we might be taking steps back. Not fulfilling the idea and then not doing the thing that you were supposed to do, in this case, the practice of journaling or be it any other thing, can then cause a spiral of regression and procrastination, which will then end up with you going nowhere. And this is precisely why that Tim reasons that it's better, if this is the case, for you to aim to just write 2 pages, whether they are good or not. As he likes to say, just write 2 pages of crap. It's better to write 2 pages of crap than having never tried. At least it keeps you in the habit and keeps you in momentum and keeps you going. And he says this as it's the small changes stacked up over time that lead to great results, instead of it being perfection every single time you try. Because such a mindset then prevents you from making real progress whenever you get stuck. And it's important to keep the momentum going as opposed to getting stuck and then deciding not to make any progress at all. This principle is something that's true to any creative endeavor as much as it's applicable to something like personal finance. And there we have it, the key takeaways. Journaling is one of the keys to self-improvement because it allows us to put our thoughts and words down and then be able to tangibly review them and come to understand what it is we think and how in alignment are we with our values, our principles, and our beliefs. It also helps to make them more tangible and makes them more actionable. Consistency in this practice is what promotes and propagates growth over time. And procrastination causes regression. As Tim says, it's better to write 2 pages of crap than to have not written anything at all. For me personally, I've come up with some of my most creative and amazing ideas when I've journaled. Also, it has really helped me in dealing with my own stressors, my anxieties, and my feelings of fear, because it gives a place for them to exist where I can then openly look at them and understand where I've come from, what state was I at when I wrote those things down, how consistent am I with what I'm saying and what I'm doing. It helps me be accountable for whatever I say, and it's been a really helpful practice in all of those ways. is help me to piece my thoughts together and then take actions towards the thoughts in alignment with my goals. If nothing else, I would really encourage you to try this new practice, which can have tremendous benefits, even if you don't think at first that it could. I'd be excited to hear from you if you've tried this out and if you could let me know how it works for you. And as always, if you liked this video or found the content helpful, please be sure to leave a like, comment below, and subscribe to this channel to find more videos just like this. I've been Macklin Lewis, and I'll see you next time.